Welcome. Hello, everybody. I see people are starting to join. I can see our attendee numbers starting to increase. Tonight's webinar is going to be all about the community college system. So perhaps you're interested in finding out about what it's like to be a community college student, or if and how those classes can transfer to a four-year university. You might be interested in what kind of hands-on vocational and career path programs that they have. You might also be interested, you might have heard of something called the Promise Scholarship, which is basically 2 years of free full-time tuition for your freshman and sophomore year of college at a California community college. So we're going to get into that really soon. Just to quickly introduce myself, I'm Carla Whitaker. I'm here from CalSoap, and we're hosting this series of webinars. And most popular question that we often get is, will I be able to have access to this afterward? And yes, starting tomorrow, I'm actually going to be posting a link to this. It'll be on our YouTube channel, and I just put that in the chat. So our website, calsoapsandiego.org, there's a blog/webinar section. That's where this will be. And if there's any slides, we'll also have a copy of those available. So although the chat is currently not open to participants, the Q&A is. So if you look down at the bottom of your Zoom, you might see a thing that says Q&A, or it might be under the three dots that says more. But if you have a question, you can ask, and you're welcome to make the question public or anonymous, either way. And I have a student mentor from UC San Diego, Brianna. She is here. And she can help answer. And also we have Tia and we have Elisa, and they're going to be supporting Luke and giving you some great information. So if you do have questions, again, please put them in the Q&A. We will do our best to answer them. If we need to pause and ask something out loud, we will try to do that and ask the presenter to speak out loud. But I want to introduce our main presenter, which is Luke Menchaca from the San Diego Community College District that comprises actually several different college campuses. And he is going to fill you in on the information about community college. So Luke, please take it away.
Well, good evening, everyone. I'm definitely excited to be here. For whatever reason, all day I thought it was Thursday, but it's Wednesday today. So it's definitely great to be here. And I always like to start to acknowledge you, because you are the most important. Maybe you're watching by yourself. Maybe you're a family collective watching the screen. But I want to acknowledge your effort tonight. You could have done a lot of things. I'm at home right now. I'm actually just left the office because our office closes promptly at 7, and I don't want to get in trouble. You know what I mean? I want to enjoy my weekend. But my wife is over there watching TV and a movie with my dog. But we're making the decision to be here. And I want you to know that you yourself, the decision you made to be here tonight to tune in is something that's going to go far beyond tonight. And I want to know what a tremendous benefit, what a tremendous investment this is tonight that you're making, not only in yourself, not only your future self, but your career self. And long beyond you go to school, long beyond after you graduate school, because I'm going to confess that for you. I'm going to speak that into existence. I want to know long after that, this session can help you in several different ways. And I really want to acknowledge CalSoap this evening. Everyone at the CalSoap team is so amazing. They're tremendous partners for the San Diego Community College District. And I want you to know that you're home. This is home for you. Whether you've taken a college course while you're in high school, whether you just kind of seen us when you drove by, maybe one of our campuses, maybe you saw one of our mailers come to your door. I want you to know you're family. And you're probably saying, well, it's kind of crazy being family just because school, but we really mean that. And family is important. We call you family because we want to invest in you. We care about you. We care about your future. We care about your family. We care about you as a person. And whether you know it or not, our job is to help you. Tonight, I want you to know that we're here to work for you. I'm not here just to give you information. I'm not here just to put links in the chat. I want you to know that we're here to help you, and we're working for you, not only this evening, but moving forward. We're going to talk about a lot of different pathways and programs that you can get involved with the community college. And now is the start. Now is the start for you to take that step. Maybe it's the first serious step you're taking as an adult. You're going out on your own. You're doing these things, but this is your first step. And I want you to know that we congratulate you for that. I want to acknowledge your effort. And I want you to know that this is an amazing thing that you're doing here this evening. So I want to acknowledge that. Before I get started, I am not a professional I do not get things done without my team. I have an amazing team of colleagues that supports us, that collaborates us, that helps the students. I didn't tell them I'm going to have them introduce themselves, but I'm going to put them on the spot real quick. I'm going to pass it over to Tia, our newest member of our team, and I'm going to ask Tia to go off mute, introduce herself, say hello this evening.
Hi, I'm Tia Pickens, and I am the Promise Program Support Technician at our district at San Diego City Community College District. Welcome.
Awesome. Thank you, Tia. And one of our it's crazy to think, but one of our longest team members in the outreach office at the district is Elisa, and I'll let Elisa introduce herself as well.
Oh my God, is it really?
Yeah, 100%.
Oh my goodness. Hello, everyone. My name is Elisa Lemus, and I am the project assistant for the outreach office at the San Diego Community College District. I'm really happy to be here and nice to meet you all.
Yeah, so they're actually going to be in the Q&A, y'all. So if you have a question, maybe you're like, hey, well, what did he mean by that? Or he went too fast. I'm going to ask it again in the Q&A. Please drop that question in the Q&A. There are no such things as silly questions, honestly. And I'm going to try to break it down as basic as I can to make sure that you are kind of just getting all the content and information. And but this is you. This is your time. You have me this evening and every evening moving forward if you want to dialogue with us. So we're going to jump in and get started. So again, my name's Luke. I'm the Dean of Outreach and Student Affairs at the San Diego Community College District. And I want you to know that we're representing San Diego City, Mesa, Miramar, and the College of Continuing Education. I'm not going to get into too many different details, but I want to get started here. Now, I want to talk about college. And I think so often when we think about college, we think about tests, quizzes, reports, papers, reading, projects. Tia and Elisa, raise your hand if you ever done that in college. Yes? Have you done this? Okay, everyone's raising their hand. Everyone's done those things in college. That's absolutely college. But I want you to take a minute to rethink about like what college is. I want you to take a step back and think about what is the purpose behind college. The purpose of college isn't to just give you a test. It's not just to quiz you. It's not just for you to write a paper. It's not just to give you a project. What college is about is the idea about skill building. What skills, what preparation do you need for your career, for the things that you want to do in life, that you want to experience? What certification do you need to go and get through your career? Maybe you want to be a nurse. Maybe you want to be a physician. Maybe you want to be a pilot. Maybe you want to go into graphic design. Maybe you want to go into fermentation and do different things like that. There's lots of different things we can do in college. And I don't want you to get caught up in the idea of just tests, quizzes, reports, papers, and reading and projects. It's not that, y'all. Do we do those things? Absolutely. But our goal is to really start developing you in the skills, the necessary skills that you need to grow, not as a student, but as a professional. I want to start talking about your professional you. What things do you need as a professional that we can help you? Because when you go out there and you start applying for these jobs, start applying for these internships. A lot of times I hear the idea like, I want to make good money, Luke. I want to get a job that I can only dream about. I want to go to the moon. I want to go to be the president. I want to go into being a counselor. I want to go and start my own childcare facility. What skills and tools do you need from us that you don't possess? When I think back to when I was in college and I was in high school, I lacked a lot of things. I was scared to speak in public. I was scared to write an essay. I was nervous to do math. I was nervous to interface with people and dialogue with people. Now I do it and I get paid for it. The only way I was able to develop and grow in this way was through college, was through the idea that I had to have someone show me how to do those things. So when it comes down to putting you in front to start to interview, when it comes to them looking at your resume, your cover letter, your interview with the boss, with the CEO, what is going to make you stand out from them? Is your work experience that you possess in this moment enough? Are your professional references enough? Are your career certifications enough in this moment? Can you demonstrate the necessary skills to be the professional that you want to be in this moment? Does your salary history allow you to make a livable wage, not to live below the poverty line, y'all? I don't want to just have you survive. We want you to thrive. We want you to be able to save money, purchase a house, get the car you want. Maybe you want the new iPhone. I don't know what your goal is, but we want you to thrive in life. We don't want you to struggle, okay? What can we do to help make you stand out amongst these people? What can we make you do? Because some of us possess the skills right now and some of us don't. And if you don't possess those skills, that's okay. That's what college is about. So we're going to move forward with our presentation. And I want you to know that, yes, college, but also your career. College is going to set you up for your career. And I want us to take that into our mindset today, right? And again, it's not just college. We're going to talk about career classes. We're going to get ready for employment ready. You don't know how to make a copy. I'll show you how to make a copy, right? I don't know how to mail merge. They want me to send 500 emails. I guarantee you this, Elisa can send 500 emails in about 2 minutes, but she learned that on the job. So these are different things that we can show you and train you how to do in your classes. That's what career preparation is about, okay? Internships, job shadowing, research, Handshake's a tremendous app that you can use when it comes to career preparation. Y'all, what can we do in college to prepare you for your career? And that's really what I want to prep you here today. And again, a lot of times when we think about college, we think about like history, we think about mathematics, we think about sociology, psychology. Do we have those things? Absolutely. But I guarantee you this. Think about any industry that you want to go into, any industry you want to go into, and I guarantee that we have some form of that industry in our district. Machining, business entrepreneurship, health, public safety, global trade, energy, construction, utilities. Every single industry, we have something for you. And this is what makes the community college very, very special, is that we have specializations that are developed just for you to develop you as a professional, far beyond the classroom and far beyond a couple of years after you graduate high school. Now, I wanted to give you a couple examples. I wanted to give you some real world things that kind of come from community college and that come from college. This is a fantastic job. A lot of people think that, you know, being a HVAC technician or air conditioning, right, is not a good field. I mean, this person starting makes $64,000 and tops out at $77,000, right? A lot of these things that it's asking you to obtain, you can actually obtain at San Diego City College. Imagine that. Another one, let's talk about this, going into counseling. You want to be a professional counselor. You can finish about 1/3 of this degree at the community college and start working at a school to eventually get this salary and degree. We have a path to be a counselor, right? Absolutely. Let's also talk about being a nurse. Now, nursing is a huge field that you can absolutely get into. UC San Diego here, right? Tremendous. And they don't really list their salaries, but guess what? I'm a little smarter than them, y'all. I went digging for you. I wanted to find how much can a registered nurse make? There's their salary scale. That's the annual thing right there. So these are real careers and real fields that you can get to from community college or with transferring and then finishing your degree at a university, right? So these are absolute careers that you can obtain. And I want you to know that this is where the community college can lead you. And I don't want you to feel like if you start at the community college, if you end at the community college, or if you start doing something else, then coming back to the community college, it don't matter. Okay, it don't matter. As long as you come, as long as you finish, that's what it's about. I myself, I have my master's degree. I started at my community college. It was a beautiful thing. I'll share a little bit about my story throughout this presentation. But again, I started at community college. The only thing that sets me aside from other people that just went straight to the university is that they have 2 degrees and I have 3. Because I got my degree when I went to the community college. I got my degree when I graduated from UC Santa Barbara. And I also got my degree when I graduated from California University. Last time I checked, 3 is better than 2. So don't ever be ashamed that you're going to a community college. You can get another degree and start working with that degree while others are still going to school. Okay, a little bit of shade, but I'm just going to leave it there. All right, we'll keep going. All right, so again, let's talk about school. Again, middle school, high school, right there. High school, college is next. But again, don't forget, it's about the career. We want to help you get to your career and what you want to do. Now, let's talk about this. And I did touch on this a little bit. Again, we're the San Diego Community College District, San Diego City, Mesa, Miramar. These are our 3 credit colleges. I'm going to dive into this a little bit more, so don't feel stressed about this topic. We're going to really dive in so you can truly understand what college does what. And then lastly, our San Diego College of Continuing Education, free education, by the way. So we're going to touch on that a little bit later, okay? Hands-on education. Now, just in case you're a visual person, I like to give reference where everything is at. So San Diego City College downtown, amazing, amazing campus. The first campus in our district, the first in San Diego, and one of the first in the state of California. So they've been around for a minute. They know what education is. San Diego City College. Right above the 8, we got San Diego Mesa College, a fantastic college, probably the biggest of the four schools. I would say San Diego Mesa College is an awesome campus to be at. Tons of great things to do there. And if you want to play football, that's the only school with a football team. So it's pretty cool as well, right? The farthest one north is going to be San Diego Miramar College. I love Miramar. They have some of my favorite career programs like diesel mechanics, like the firefighter academy. So it's pretty cool to see all those things and to be working with the hoses and spraying the water and stuff like that. So it's pretty awesome. So Miramar is up north. And then the last one I always like to say is that the College of Continuing Education, they're absolutely all the way around us. Like everywhere you go, anywhere you live, the College of Continuing Education is around. And depending on what program that you want to go to, maybe you want to do like welding, you're going to go to the Educational Cultural Complex. Maybe you want to do textiles, clothing, you're going to go to the Mid-City campus, right? Maybe you're going to go into language learning English and developing those skills. You can go to the Cesar Chavez campus, right? So each campus is going to specialize in something for our students. So just be aware that all of our campuses do something pretty awesome and special, but the College of Continuing Education is all around us, all right? Now, the one thing I like to be straight up and down about, and a lot of people won't, you start talking to private schools, you start talking to big schools with big tuition, they're like, sometimes they hide their tuition costs, sometimes they say like, well, you know, the application, sometimes it costs money. Let me come out and say it, because I never really say it all the time, but let me make it very clear now. One application for City, Mesa, and Miramar, one application for financial aid, and all of those applications are absolutely free. Okay, no cost at all. You don't have to worry about it. And let me say this to you: if you came tonight and maybe you're like, well, I'm 4-year bound, I want to go straight to a university. I want you to know that even if you put your application in and you're using us as a backup plan, that's amazing. It doesn't cost you anything, and there's no strings attached. Whether you decide to enroll or not, maybe you want to come to us in the summer and take some summer school courses. Your application is completely free. So again, please, I would recommend just applying, y'all. Have it as a backup plan. If you're not planning to come to us right now in your mindset, maybe you're waiting for some admission decision, apply. That's the best thing you can do in this moment. No negative ramifications from applying to the college. It's awesome. Again, free application, one application for financial aid, one application for admissions, and it's completely for free. We also have one application for all of our College of Continuing Education campuses, and again, it's completely free. Again, there's 7 campuses at your disposal, but again, completely free, $0. Okay. Now, before we jump into this side, I wanted to bring in my amazing team here, and I want to ask them a question. You know, we all do college for different reasons. We all start college for different reasons. And maybe sometimes it's like, well, you know, everyone was going to school. I wanted to go to school. Or, you know, I saw my family struggle, so I wanted to see them, you know, do good. But I want to bring in my 2 staff here to kind of provide a little bit of context. You know, as a student, what made you want to start college? What was your why? Why did you want to do it? And then ultimately, what was your goal? Why did you want to start? Because it's one thing is, you know, I kind of want to do this, but what was your goal when you first started? So we're going to call on Elisa. Let's go with Elisa first. Elisa, break it down for us. Tell us your why and what your goal was.
Yes, absolutely. So the why that I wanted to go to college was pretty much my parents' influence. Neither of them have gone to college before. Their highest grade level was either high school or at the bare minimum middle school. So college was always in my lifetime, you know, stay in school, get good grades, and maybe I may have been compensated for a couple of A's that I got over in middle school. But so that may have been another good reason to do it. But either way, even like with college, I knew that it was something that it was a way of my parents sending a message that they wanted what was best for me. And I knew that college was just the right pathway to go, because I know that there was a lot of financial assistance for students who are going to be like in their first generation as well. So if I were to have gone to college and if I were to have graduated, I would have been like the first in my family to have ever gotten to a college degree. And I'm proud to say that I did. I actually got into San Diego City College at first and then transferred over to San Diego State. And I'm happy to say that I am the first in my family to have graduated from college. So I'm super, super excited about that. So that pretty much was just that drive to wanting to go to college in the first place.
Yeah, thank you, Elisa. Tia, you ready? What do you think? What's your why? Why do you want to go to college? What was your why in it?
For me, it was independence. I watched my mom struggle for many years being a single parent, and I didn't want to have those same struggles. So I decided to do a certificated program. And that after that certificated program, I immediately went into an internship. And then once the job became available, I locked in, and I've been in the educational realm for 15 years now. So it did pay off. It can, a lot of people will discredit just certificated programs, but for me, it did pave the way for me. I am now still taking college courses to accelerate my career even further, but don't, doubt the certificated programs. And they can, if you take the ones that are actually accredited, then those can actually go towards your educational goal.
Love it. Thanks, Tia. Independence. Independence is something crazy to think about, right? The idea that, we've maybe relied on our parents or saw them struggle, and it's our turn to lead that, right? To support them. I mean, I don't know if anyone feels out right now. That's resonating with me. I'm getting a little emotional talking about that. But I want to bring one more person. Brianna, what do you think? Talk to us. What was your why? Why are you going to school? What made you want to do it? What's that goal?
So I'm a San Diego local, and I grew up in this school system, and I was also a first-gen college student. I saw my parents work extremely hard. Their whole lives, they were grinding away to support 4 girls, and I always admired how hard they worked, but they never got the privilege of going to college. And they always told me that it was possible for me from a young age. And I always loved school, and I always loved my educators. I was always inspired by them. So I knew I wanted to do that, but circumstances happen, and community college ended up being the best route for me because I went to Mesa College, and that place supported me. It was a wonderful environment for me to go at my own pace rather than jump into a 4-year and feel rushed and feel panicked and probably be in more debt than I already am. And I got a certificate of creative writing, and I got my associates in English, and I transferred into UCSD, and it's been a wonderful experience. And my why is pretty much proving my parents right, supporting them, also showing them that their hard work meant something, but also paving my own path and being a hard worker myself. So I'm very happy to see myself head toward education, and having had community college be my backbone.
Wow. Thank you all so much for sharing and being vulnerable and sharing those things. Sometimes they're hard to talk about. I know for me, it's something I've gotten used to sharing, but each time that I speak about, my path to where I'm at now, it's hard not to be emotional about it. The long days, I don't want to assume, but it looks like you're in a library. I've seen many days like that, remembering studying for midterms or different things like that, and a lot of struggles, a lot of successes, a lot of failures. I've failed multiple classes in college, and I was able to come back from that. But there's been ups and downs with it, y'all. And college isn't easy, but I guarantee you this: you put your mind to it, you put your heart into it, you connect with professionals, they're going to get you through. Okay, so let's jump in a little bit deeper. So thank you again, panelists, for sharing a little bit of context. So let's talk about the first pathway. And I think, with college, I think we always think about like a 8-year investment. Maybe you want to do a PhD. That's absolutely something you can do 100%. But what I like to talk about is the direct to career pathway. And what that means is that you're going to come to the community college, could be for a year, do one of our certificates, could be an associate's degree. Maybe that takes you 2 to 3 years. And then after that, you're going to graduate from one of our community colleges or another community college locally. And that means you're going to go straight to your career goal after that. Maybe you want to go into nursing. Maybe you want to go into graphic design. Maybe you want to go into being a mechanic for diesel vehicles. Maybe you want to be an auto mechanic for Lexus or Toyota. Those are absolutely things that you could do directly from our community college. And that's what we call a direct to career pathway. And really what this is, it's hands-on learning, y'all. You can see right here on the left-hand side, and I'm not silly, y'all. I'm not silly. I put these pictures here for a reason. At the top, that's agriculture. That's our students actually learning to plant, actually learning to use chemicals to create a sustainable environment for these plants. Right beneath that, that's architecture. That's someone that designed that piece and started taking photos of it to check how it worked out. Is it going to last? They're going to do tests. Next, right after that, that's firefighting. That's the Firefighter Academy. They're not just reading a book about being a firefighter. They're actually practicing it. That's a roof. They're up. Look at, you can see how high they are with the houses behind it. They're high up in the air practicing being a firefighter. And last but not least, that's the welding program at the bottom. This is hands-on learning. This is professional development. At the end of it, this is professional marketability. Not only do we want to show you how to do it, but we want to help you obtain the position that we're talking about, that we're training you. And that's what the professional marketability comes into play, is that we're going to accredit you. We're going to give you a certificate. We're going to give you a degree to showcase that you're able to do these career fields. That way you can actually go into the field that you want to get into. That's what makes our direct to career pathway very, very special. The next one after that, and I believe the majority of folks here had talked about their transfer path, and it's the idea that they're going to come to the community college for a period of time, and they're going to transfer to finish their bachelor's degree and beyond. I always like to say and beyond, because a bachelor's degree, a master's degree, a doctoral degree, whatever you want to do, you can get there from the community college, 100%. Now, what does it do? Cost-efficient education. Tuition here at the community college is $46 per unit. I'm going to show it to you straight up. Okay, I'm not going to hide the number or say, well, you have financial aid a little bit. No, I'm going to tell you exactly how much it costs in another slide. Student development preparation. When I graduated high school, I graduated with a 2.01 GPA. From high school, I was not a good student. I was not prepared. I struggled. I failed classes. I transferred with the 3.2 GPA from my community college. I went to grad school and finished with a 3.98 GPA. All right, so I developed as a student, and my community college helped me get there because I wasn't getting into a university with that 2.0 GPA straight out of high school. So it was an opportunity for me to reinvent myself. And then the last one's always interesting. People always ask me, what do you mean by that? Admission, acceptance, marketability. Maybe you applied to a specific university and you know your GPA wasn't there, or you didn't have the specific requirements. You get to reinvent yourself, y'all, at the community college. If you have never taken courses before, you start with the 4.0. Let me say that again. If you've never taken college courses before, you start with the 4.0. So that's your 4.0 to lose. If you want to keep it, just keep getting those A's, right? So again, admission, acceptance, marketability. We're going to make you more marketable in the admissions process when you decide to transfer to a university. Now, obviously, I'll say this, how many good things have come out of the pandemic and stuff like that. Obviously tonight, look at, we don't have to go somewhere. We can come live from our home and speak to y'all. So that's amazing, right? But it's also really impacted our classes in a positive way. And you get to choose how you want to learn. So if you're worried about coming to campus or doing all those things or anything like that, I always do love to highlight this. So we have online live classes just like this, a set Zoom time that you'll interact with your professor, right? All coursework is done online in a specific time. If you don't like the set meeting time, we have a kind of set of classes called fully online, where the professor posts their lectures. You consume them within the time frame that they want you to, and you're able to complete that course, which is very convenient for people with different things going on in life. You also have the partial online, which means that some of your content will be in person and the rest will be online. I've seen courses as little as 1 day a week with the rest being online. And this is the next one's actually the trippiest one, y'all, which is high flex. You're like, well, what do you mean by that? And I'm like, this is pretty cool. I was explaining to someone the other day. So high flex is the idea that you get to decide how you want to go to class on a specific day. I don't want to get up. I don't want to do my hair. I'm not going to go to physical class today, but I'm going to Zoom in. Or, hey, I'm ready to go. You know, I saw some last week, got to connect, got a test next week. I'm going to make sure I'm in person so I can be right there in the front. So you get to choose how you want to interact with the course when you want. So basically how it works is there's a live class going on in person, and they actually film the lecture. It's pretty cool. I've seen a high flex classroom where they share the screen just how you're sharing my screen. So you're not just looking through the camera to see the presentation in workshop. So it's kind of cool. It's a good way to learn. It really creates a lot of flexibility with folks. And if you know, for some reason you're under the weather or something happens, you still want to go to class, but you can't physically go to class. It's a way to do that too. So again, high flex, these are all the different options. We want to eliminate every barrier that you have to worry about when coming to school, right? Now, I want to talk about degree pathway. This is kind of where it comes into degrees and certificates that you can get within our school. Now, the first one I want to talk about is our non-credit certificate. This is a very cool degree and certificate that you can earn. Again, it's like the large majority of these courses are completely free. I did not say that wrong, completely free. And what's great about these ones, it's very, very focused. They're not going to ask you to take any courses outside of what you want to take. So if you want to only focus on learning how to paint a car, you can focus on only learning how to paint a car. If you want to only focus on learning how to do childcare, you're going to focus on only doing childcare, right? So the courses are very specific and allow you to really focus on the specific career or industry that you want to go to. Non-credit, what does that mean? So the non-credit means that you actually don't pay for classes, you won't earn units. However, we do have specific pathways that you can actually take the classes you passed and transfer them to one of the credit colleges. It seems like you're like stealing something, but it's not. Like, it's pretty cool. You could take those classes, transfer them over and earn college credit to then get the next thing, which could be a credit certificate, which is pretty cool. Again, very focused. We're not going to have you take anything outside of what you want to study. These classes are going to be at City Mesa Miramar, and we do charge for these courses. I just want you to know that we do charge for these courses. However, we're going to talk about getting your bill down to $0 or even $2 so you don't have to stress about it. We're going to talk about that in a minute. So credit certificate, again, very, very focused. Now, one of the biggest misconceptions I know here about community college is that, oh, I'm going to community college, I'm going to be wasting my time, I'm going to be wasting my money, I'm going to be wasting my effort. And that is not the truth at all. I want you to know this. A credit certificate is about 50% of an associate's degree, okay? An associate's degree is a certificate plus general education. So general education, I'm sure you can guess, English, math, history, science, communications, all those courses we love. Your certificate plus your general education, that's an associate's degree. So your certificate goes into the associate's degree. Now, I know you're smart, so you're probably guessing what's next. So a bachelor's degree, right? So we actually offer bachelor's degrees in health sciences at San Diego Mesa College, and just released this week. I don't know if you know this. City College, and my slide's not even updated. City College has a cybersecurity program that's going to be offered not for just an associate's degree, but a bachelor's degree. Now, pay attention to this, y'all. A portion of your certificate is your associate's degree, and a portion of your associate's degree is your bachelor's degree. Now, in general, I would say it's around 50% for each one. So half of your bachelor's degree is an associate's degree, half of your associate's degree is in a certificate. So you're not wasting your time, you're not wasting your effort. Everything you do is going to build on one another to help you to get to your bachelor's degree. More often than not, I'll speak with students that start and say, Luke, I don't want any of that general education smoke. I don't want none of that. I just want to get in and get out. They'll get through the certificate and say, how long till we can get the associate's degree? No, you only got to take this many classes. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm going to go for it. Great. Okay, and then I'm done. Well, okay, how much for the bachelor's degree once they finish? All right, okay, another 2 years. Okay, it's worth it. So, y'all, it builds on one another, and it's a beautiful, beautiful system. Whoever created the system did a fantastic job. And this is what I want you to know. You're not wasting your time, you're not wasting your money, and you're not wasting your effort. The community college, whether you believe it or not, if you're doing a certificate, if you're doing an associate's degree, while your friends are paying tuition at San Diego State, $7,000 for the year, you're doing the same courses at your community college at the exact same time. So don't ever feel like what you're doing is less, right? You're working on your bachelor's degree. Let's move on. Now, again, I like to be super straight up with the fees. We have a $2 student representation fee. This helps pay for our student government, making sure that you're represented. At our district, I actually get the privilege to work with our student trustees. We're actually going to Sacramento on Sunday, and then the Sunday after, we're actually flying to Washington, D.C. to actually advocate for the rights of students. with our Congress, with everyone that wants to hear us. We're going to be there really promoting the idea of community college in the United States of America, right? So we're really excited about that. So the student representation fee, $2. We also have a health fee that's going to help you pay for physical health support, mental health support. Last time I checked, if you're not good inside the classroom, you're probably not doing good outside the classroom and vice versa. So we want to make sure you're good in both areas of life. We want to make sure you're healthy. We want to make sure you're doing well, because we want you to be successful inside and outside the classroom. That's $20, okay? Next, student enrollment fee. This is the heaviest fee, $46 per unit. Now, in general, one class is going to cost you at 3 units, $138. Maybe you take 12 units, so that's around 3 to 4 classes, okay? So that's around $552. And if you take maxed out at 18 units, you're around $828. So do the math in your head. So again, for one class, you're looking around 160 for 12, 574 for 18 units, 850. This is per semester. So if you go for 2 semesters, you're probably a little bit less than $2,000 for the whole year. If you do summer, you're probably taking half of that. So probably a little bit more than $2,200 for the semester or for the whole year. It's not too bad. So community college is significantly less. And then if we look at the college of continuing education, remember our non-credit courses, no enrollment fees, it's completely free, okay? But if there's a license you need, there's a specific test you need, like a GED or something like that. A lot of times there's specific supplies, like if you want to go into culinary, they have a culinary program, you got to purchase like the knives and the equipment, so you'll have to pay that out of pocket, but it may vary per program, okay? But at the same time, the course is completely free, so you don't have to worry about it. So this is our cost, and again, I'm going to show you how to get this down pretty good so you don't have to stress about it, okay? Now, let's talk about the San Diego Promise program. Here we go. The Promise is here. I hope, Brianna, did you do the Promise when you were at Mesa College?
I did, and it was great.
Yeah, that's what's up. Okay, so we got Promise students in the house. Here we go. I can guarantee you this. Tia and Elisa work with the Promise, so they can tell you they're out here changing lives every night. They were changing lives at the drop-in hour a little bit ago. We had, I don't know how many students, but apparently we had a record number of students come see us because they needed some help getting ready with the Promise. Okay, the Promise. Here we go. So the Promise is a fantastic program. So I want you to remember back to our enrollment fees, right? Here's our enrollment fees, right? 160 for one course, 574 for 12 units, 850 for 18 units, right? So let's remember those. Don't forget these, all right? So the Promise offers up to 2 years of free tuition, and I always forget to say this, and health fees, okay? We also offer book grants to eligible students, right? So book grants for students who have financial need, okay? Next, access to peer mentors. Peer mentorship is one of the most powerful things out there, y'all. You're probably sick of hearing me speak and hearing about my journey, but someone that's going through it maybe a year in front of you is going to be able to give you insights that I can't give you because they went to the class, they went to the same professor, they did all those different things. They're going to be able to help you with that. You take that professor, they have a kickback final, right? Or hey, don't take that one because the midterm is wild, right? So they're going to be able to give you that insight as a peer mentor, right? So it's pretty cool that way. And then last but not least, counseling. Now your counselor is so important. And again, going back to the idea that we don't want you to waste your time, your money, or your effort, your counselor is really going to help you plan all those things. So these are things you get with the Promise as well, okay? Now, let's talk about who qualifies for the Promise, okay? No essays, no GPA, no income qualifications, none of that. I promise you, none of that. I guarantee you, Tia is an expert now about admitting students to their Promise. She'll tell you we're not looking at essays, we're not looking at income, we're not looking at any of those things. All those students are going to qualify for something, either a book grant or enrollment fees. We're going to get them into the Promise. So for you, how are you going to qualify? You're going to be a recent high school graduate, right? As long as you come to us for the first time, you're going to get access to the Promise. Now, one thing I always do like to know, because this is a really good question. If you took college in high school, if you did college classes while in high school, you're good. You don't have to stress. A lot of students get confused about that. Oh, I took like personal growth, or I took like Chicano studies, I took like English. Like, don't stress. That don't count. It's only after you graduate high school. Okay, first time to any college. That's what we want. After that, if you do decide maybe you come take a break, we have brand new students come in that can return to be back for the Promise, but I'm not going to get into that. You don't have to worry about that because a lot of you are going to be graduating this year. But if there's parents in the crowd, if you ever went to school before with us, Promise this year, fall 2023. If you came to us and you're never finished degree, come back. You can go to school with your son or daughter, go to school together, graduate together. Let's do it. We can do it. Next, special population. If you identify as a foster youth, a veteran in the U.S. Armed Forces, an undocumented student, maybe you're a student without a social security number, no documentation, it's okay. Don't stress about that. Our campus loves undocumented students. We love our undocumented students. We have special support programs just for them. We have special funding for our undocumented students. So don't feel like you're any lesser or you're stressed about it. We have special funding for you. And then again, if you have someone that's formerly incarcerated, maybe you've been in the system, justice involved, we want you to know that we have special funding set aside for you as well. So we don't want you to stress about that. So this is who can qualify. Now, let's talk about the promise requirements. Now, these are pretty heavy. Just kidding. They're very, very simple. And they're actually the built-in steps to enrollment. Now we're going to talk about admissions, right? This is about admissions, getting in. This is exactly what you got to complete to get started in college and exactly what you got to complete to get the 2 years of free tuition. So here we go. Everyone has to apply. You only do one application, apply to City, Mesa, or Miramar. And guess what? Guess what? One application, you can go to every single campus. So you don't have to apply 3 times. You do one application at Mesa, you can go to City, you take City College, take your English class there because you only want to go to school on Mondays. Take your math class at Mesa because Mesa's got a math class in the evening. Take your sociology course during lunch because Miramar offers a lunchtime sociology course. So then maybe you only go to school 2 days a week. I don't know how you want to set your schedule up. But again, great way to do it, one application. So all you got to do is apply. Next, complete a 2022, I got to update that, sorry, 2023, 2024 FAFSA or California Dream Act application. If you haven't done so already, y'all, please do it. This is the single most thing that I see students, they don't qualify for the promise. Tia can agree, Elisa can agree. The biggest barrier that students face is not completing the FAFSA or California Dream Act. Do it now. I'm pretty sure, isn't there a Cash for College this weekend maybe?
Yeah, so. On Saturday, we have a virtual one as well as one at Monte Vista High School. And we have several more Saturdays where we'll help you fill it out for free.
What Carla said, you need to do it, please do it. Don't sleep on it. Do it now. Get that done so we can get you the promise. 2 years of free tuition. You have to do it. You have to do the promise. Okay. New student orientation. Everyone's got to do it. You can do it from home. This takes like 20, 30 minutes, but it's pretty quick. Sign a promise contract. Basically us saying like, hey, you're good to go. You met all the requirements, all set, okay? As 10 to promise orientation, we have a special session to make sure that you get connected with the promise. It's probably like an hour, if that, right? Meet with a counselor, plan your courses so you don't have to stress about what courses you're taking, and then enroll in the 12 or more units. That's all you got to do for promise. No essays, no nothing like that. We're not checking your GPA. We're not asking for a letter of recommendation or anything like none of that. This is all we care about. Okay, this is all we care about. Okay, so you don't have to stress. These are the main things that you got to do for the promise. You're a local student here. You're in San Diego. You're a resident of California. You are good to go with the promise. Okay, don't stress. Let's move on. So let's go back to the cost. Remember I said $2 rep fee. I need to apologize to everyone here in the room. Okay, I cannot waive the $2 rep fee. I am so sorry. Okay, we also have the help fee. We're going to waive that. Remember, we're going to waive the help fee. And we're also going to waive this. So if you get no financial aid, y'all, no financial aid. They say your parents make too much or whatever the situation is, you don't get any. Rewind $2. So that's what you can expect in your bill from the Promise program. You don't have to worry about it. If your parents make $1 billion, I guarantee you that's what your bill will be. If your parents make $0, that'll probably be zero. Okay, so you don't have to worry about the enrollment fees. You don't have to worry about all those different things when it comes to stressing out about paying for college. We're going to take care of it for you. Your job is to make sure you meet all the requirements, to communicate with us, to email us if you're unsure why your application is not being pushed through. Drop in with Elisa at the drop-in session to say what's up, see how Elisa can help you. Okay, Elisa, let's drop the Promise application in the chat for them. Very, very important, y'all. And the Promise website, I guarantee if you go to that website, you're going to be able to see all the information you need. So this is super, super important. I want you to know that. Next, let's talk about this. And a lot of times, students always are stressed about books, right? They're stressed about books. So this was last year, and I anticipate these numbers to go up. We had 1,674 classes, individual classes, that had no cost resources, which means that they had no cost for their textbooks, meaning that they didn't have to pay for books for that specific course. 1,674 classes. We had 92 courses that had low cost materials and fees, right? Low cost, 92 classes. That means that 1,766 either had low cost or no cost textbooks and materials for the course. Okay, this is amazing, y'all. So not only are we committed to removing the fees, but this number continues to rise each and every year to make sure that you're not having to stress about textbooks. So again, you can look for these on our website when you go to register to see the no cost, low cost textbooks. That way you don't have to worry about paying a whole bunch of money for textbooks, all right? And then last but not least, really, it's 36% of our courses that are this way. I anticipate that number going up significantly. We get money from the state and the federal government to work on this practice with our faculty members to make sure that this number continues to go up to provide access to courses, okay? All right, so I want to talk about you.
Hey, Luke,
I'm going to come. Yep.
I'm sorry, could I ask you a question that's in the,
Of course.
it's in the Q&A? They're saying you had those 7 steps, but what is the timing for the promise from applying all the way through number 7, which was enrolling? So for example, if someone was a current high school senior, when should they start this process? What is the timeline for someone who may be in 12th grade right now?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. And I do have the dates at the end, but I'll discuss them now. So the timeline is now. Okay, the promise application is officially open, and the application for admission is officially open. So now is the time to start. And then the deadline for the application, technically it's in August, y'all, but please don't wait. Please don't wait. Elisa, can we put the deadlines in there? We should have all the dates that we can drop in the chat for them as well. We have that. But again, the promise application, the admissions application is open now. All the other steps you can start working on right now. Okay, so all those different things are open. The contracts are going to start to be sent out sometime in April. I'm hoping and praying that's the date. I'm hoping to get them out sooner this year than ever. So there's the dates right there. Shout out to Elisa. Look at that. So all those dates are right there. The deadline to sign the contract, all that stuff is in there to register into the 12 units. So you still have time. The application's just opened. If for whatever reason you're like a person that wants to do it before the deadline, you should absolutely do it, is June 16th. But let me give you all a little tip. Registration is starting earlier, which means that you can get your classes sooner. So my goal for you is to finish everything by May. Please don't wait. If you do anything, please start the process now and get everything done. It is absolutely possible. We're going to have drop-in sessions starting in March and April, and Tia and Elisa are going to be there to help you to check in for your specific status. So if you ever want to see us again, you can come stop in at the drop-in hour. Cal Soap's going to have these flyers. All your teachers and counselors will have these flyers. So all you got to do is jump in our Zoom. It'll be like this. Lisa or Tia will give you a call, say, hey, what's up? What's your name? Okay, what's your student ID number? Let me check your status. And then we're going to be able to check your status out individually. Okay. So that's the timeline right there. You absolutely have time. Great question. Don't stress at all.
Luke, there's one more question in the
Sure.
Q&A. They asked for the Promise program, if you have an IEP or 504 plan and a full 12 units are too many, can you still qualify with taking 2 classes a semester?
Yeah, that's actually a really good question. So with the Promise program, if you have an IEP or 504 plan, you can actually connect with our DSPS office. So Elisa, if we can put that in the chat as well. I know we have that. So DSPS stands for Disability Support Programs and Services. And this program is specifically tailored for students who have a disability. Maybe it's a learning disability, physical disability, anything like that. And what happens is that you get to connect with the counselor. And if the counselor says that, hey, we only want you to take 6 units, or we only want you to take 7 units, we only want you to take 10 units, we're going to accept that in the Promise program, and we're going to mark that as your full time. So you'll meet that requirement. So that's a great question. Shout out to whoever asked that one. All right. So let's talk about You Matter. I want to throw it back to our panelists in a quick second. I think sometimes we forget that you matter, right? You matter so much. A couple weeks ago, I had a conversation about the importance of like family, with the importance of putting yourself first, understanding if you're not taking care of yourself, how are you going to do good in school? All those different things. So I want our staff to talk about real briefly. We'll just do one if that's okay, maybe one or two. Elisa, I'm going to call on you on this one. Think about back when you're in college. What service or program did you utilize while you're in college that really helped you to be successful? And what made it last? How did it help you in years to come from there?
Yeah, so when I started college for the first time, again, this is me being a first generation college student. So it wasn't that I needed, it's not that I actually had the assistance with my parents knowing about what college was. But because it was a first year student, I was actually part of a program called First Year Services. And that pretty much, very similarly to the Promise program back then, but this was like the early start. That makes me feel so old. But I was actually part of that program where I was allowed to have a peer mentorship where my peer mentor discussed with me like as far as like knowing like all the services that the schools has to offer and like where to go and where my classes were going to be at. So she pretty much like guided me through of the whole process in terms of enrolling, as well as like what professors to take as well as like how to schedule an appointment for counselors. And it made me felt more reassured that if there was anything that I was that if I ever felt lost at a community college, I knew that they did have my peer mentor ready for me whenever I was able to visit them. And I also was I did had individualized counseling, which is huge when it comes to college, because knowing that you have an individualized counselor that pretty much lays out everything that you're going to be taking while you're in a community college, it's very impactful. So it just gives you an extra boost of knowing that you are prepared when you get into college. And how it impacted me for years to come, it did made me it did brought me like a lot of connections as far as knowing people around the community college level. And I'm no shade on this, but I actually didn't start my first job until I was like relatively older. So I was like 21. So, and I did knew that they were like hiring for a peer mentor themselves. So I went in and sent in my application. And from then on, I've stayed within the community college family ever since.
Look at that. Elisa's still with us in the district. She's a tremendous professional. She's going to be doing big things in the future, y'all. So let's talk about You Matter. So again, I'm just going to touch on this briefly. Now, outside of the idea that we're going to help you professionally, we also care about you personally, right? Your basic needs, like if you need help with food, technology, like that's laptops. The Promise program gave out a huge lot of laptops and iPads to students that needed technology for classes. So that's absolutely a thing. Clothing, housing. We also do help with like some vouchers and different things for housing, helping find housing. So that's a huge thing for us. Your basic needs are very important to us. Student services, we talked a lot about academic counseling. I know, Lisa mentioned like first generation, even DSPS, so being a student with a disability. I myself am a student with a disability. I had an IEP plan all through K through 12, and I was able to use DSPS services all the way through my graduate degree. So don't ever feel like, anything like that. Mental health support, being able to chat about, what's going on in your day and stuff like that. And then, lastly, with You Matter, your class success, right? Professor office hours, tutoring, library, you matter, and inside and outside the classroom, you matter. We want you to know that, and there's tons of people that want to support you with this. Okay, so let's talk about this. We're going to wrap up. We have a couple minutes, but let's talk about timelines, right? So timeline. So if you are enrolling for the fall, that means you're going to start in August 21st in the fall semester. Here we go. So June 16th, again, is the Promise application deadline. The Promise app is already open. You don't have to stress about that, okay? Application deadline, but please promise me today. Please promise me, do not wait till August 14th. You need to submit your application like yesterday. I want you to submit it now. I don't want you to worry about it. Get on track, do all these things, submit the application so you don't have to worry about it. Okay. Deadline to sign the contract. Again, after you're fully approved, Tia is going to put that little check box by your name and say, this person is all good. We're going to send you a contract to sign. You don't have to stress about it. That is the deadline to sign your contract. Okay. So I just want you to know that. All right. A couple more things. Again, we already talked about the application, right? The semester is going to begin August 21st at City Mesa Miramar, September 5th at the College of Continuing Education. So these are all your start dates when you'll start classes. So you'll have a good summer break before you start school. So don't stress about that. We want you to enjoy your summer. Okay. One more slide, and I think we're absolutely done. Is I want you to stay connected with us, and we don't follow our students back. The following 351 people are like Cal Soap, San Diego State. We only follow schools. We don't follow people, but I want you to stay plugged in with us. We put up a lot of different support programs and services on the Promise website, on our social media account. So that's our social media tag. Please make sure you follow us. That way we can stay plugged in and supported for you. But I think, my friends, that is it. But before we go, I have a tradition that I want us to provide a little bit of encouragement for you. We got 3 minutes, so it's absolutely going to happen. Elisa, I'm going to go to you first. Okay, I want you to provide these students with a little bit of encouragement here tonight. I want you to hype them up a little bit. I want you to make sure that they know that they can do this here at the community college. So Elisa, I'm going to toss it to you first. Let's give a little bit of encouragement to these folks here this evening. I'm going to toss it to you.
Yes, so encouragement for college, you absolutely can do it. And even if you feel like you're lost, there's always going to be someone there to help you. So just rest assured that you are not alone. It is, you do have to self-advocate for yourself. So definitely would have to like get the courage to go out and ask for help. You know, there's no shame in wanting to receive assistance if you ever need it, because that's what we're here for. And how Luke mentions that we're all family, we really are. We want to make sure that, you know, you're going through a very smooth transition when you get from high school into college, and we'll be able to assist you making sure that you are ready to go.
All right, Tia, to you, encouragement. Here we go. Give them some.
So I kind of just piggyback off of what everyone said. My third grade teacher would always say there's no dumb question. Literally, if you need to ask something in 5 different ways to get the answer that you need, do not let anyone intimidate you or keep going to the next office until you get the answer that you need. We're always here to help you. And I myself take pride in going above and beyond. If it's not in my specialty area, I will find somebody that can get you the answer that you need. So please, as she said, learn to self-advocate for yourself. That's a big portion of going into adulthood and into college. And if you're scared, maybe go see a peer mentor or go see a counselor, and they can help you navigate those areas on campus. Good luck, everyone.
We're going to toss it to Brianna. We got 1 minute left.
I'll be quick. I think community college is a wonderful opportunity to build community, to discover what you want to pursue for the rest of your life, but you can always change your mind, and community college is a very safe space to do that. It's a safe environment to make friends, to make connections, to watch people who are going to be the mentors and inspiration for the rest of your life. I'm still in contact with people who I know from community college, my professors and friends. So it's a wonderful place. If you have questions, ask them. If you want mentorship, seek it. If you can't find opportunities that fit you, make them for yourself. Always self-advocate, but most importantly, always try to discover what matters to you, and community college, great place to do that.
I'm going to bring it home. If no one's told you before, we believe in you. I don't care about your grades. I don't care about your failures in life. I don't care about any of that. If no one's told you that you can do it, you can absolutely do it. 100%. You have the resources, you have the information, you know people that will go out of their way now to help you, to work for you, to make sure that you're successful. We believe in you. Congratulations for being here tonight. Welcome to the family. I'm going to pass it back to Kelso. Thank you.
Thank you so much to Luke, to Elisa, to Brianna, to Tia for your support. Again, this this webinar will be up on the calsoapsandiego.org website starting tomorrow. So you can share it, watch it, have somebody else watch it, and the slides as well. So we thank you all, and hope to see you on social media and hope to see you in real life as well. So thank you and good night, everybody.
Take care.